and welcome to Stardew Valley. Our iridium watering can is ready, so I'll pick that up and put the hoe in to get upgraded as well. Penny is going to take care of preparing the house for winter for us. Very sweet of her. I accidentally picked up the couch. I don't know where it was. Hang on. Wait, what did I pick up? Now I'm confused. Oh, there it is. It's in that corner. Let's make sure that I have the scythe selected this time, so I actually pick up the coffee beans instead of furniture. Is the couch really doing us any good tucked away in that room? It seems like an inefficient place to have our seating. Alright, I'll pick up these raisins. Do I want the raisins to save or do I want them to sell? I will save one and sell one. It's Monday, which means it's the day to pick up new quests. It's also blackberry season, which on the forest farm means there's plenty for me to collect here. And since it's the 8th day of fall, that means the amaranth is done. Picked up 41, I thought it was 40. I mean, it's possible I got an extra one somewhere. Oh, based on that number, I think 41 is right. Let's see, I decided that I haven't figured out what I'm doing with all the extras yet. Or maybe I decided I was putting the extras in the top row of preserved jars. I think that's what I did. Oh gosh, I was on the wrong scene for that. Well then, let me explain what I've done so far. I started the stream and I gave Penny her emerald, but accidentally picked up the couch, so I restarted. Gave her the emerald, got my coffee, got that going. Harvested amaranth, did my uh, fish ponds, and was about to go into town to buy more amaranth. And I was going to forget to take care of my animals yet again. Amaranth and cranberries were harvested. If I are more than 5 minutes in, I just restart the stream from the beginning. But I'm all out of sorts to begin with today. So honestly, if that's the only mishap, I will consider it better than I expected. animals out because I need more truffles. It just wants me to catch largemouth bass, but I won't. The amaranth. And I'll go ahead and plant those before I go pick up the watering can and uh, turn in the hoe to be uprooted. And then I'll spend the rest of the day looking around for blackberries, since it is now blackberry season. As I said in previous years, blackberries kind of show up better at night anyway, so if I do all the other stuff earlier in the day, then I'll be able to see the blackberries easier later. Normally I'm upset when I accidentally click out of the game, but if I hadn't done that, wouldn't have realized that I was showing a black screen, so I'm okay with it today. Unless it keeps happening, of course, then I won't be pleased. My right clicking isn't working very well right now. I'll resize the game window a little bit and see if that helps with some of the issues. Both clicking out of the game and my clicks in the game not working as intended. Not mine's, only the town. And I will give Clint. And having the watering can and hoe both at Iridium will help me with uh, tilling and watering the first set of things on the island. I already shipped 100 pineapples. I don't care to do so again. Um, I'll take the bok choy one. Bok choy only takes 4 days, and if I'm doing 41 at a time, then I will definitely have 100 shipped by the end of the season. I think at this point I'll head to the island and see what Mr. Kui has for us in terms of quests, because I still want enough gems to get galaxy souls and a deconstructor. At least one deconstructor. Maybe two if I feel like I'm not breaking things down fast enough. It's like Sam, Sebastian, Abigail, the band, and Marnie, essentially. Yeah, these pineapples will be done in 3 days, and I could probably get enough harvests out of them to do 100 as well, but bok choy is a little easier on me. The first set of bok choy ready tomorrow. Yeah, so one more would give me enough for a deconstructor, but galaxy souls are 40 each. Skull Cavern Invasion is better than trying to give 50 loved gifts in a week. Again, my dream is to have, like, uh, 50 iridium quality rabbit's feet saved up, so I could do that quest if I wanted to very quickly, but the only person who doesn't love rabbit's feet is Penny, and I'm giving her emeralds every day, so. But right now I have 6, well, including the gold, I have 7 rabbit's feet. Heck, at this point I have more prismatic shards. That would be easier. The only person who doesn't love those is Haley. I don't know why Haley doesn't like prismatic shards. I'm sure there's a in-game reason. The reason Penny doesn't like rabbit's feet seems fairly obvious to me. Do I already have 100 staircases, or do I just have the jade? I have 64 staircases, which would probably get me there, but not quite the way I would want. Mm, okay, let's take out my scythe and start getting some blackberries. Oh, I know what the issue is. I changed the volume for Skyrim, so now the wind sounds too loud. That's what I'm hearing. I heard either bubbles or panning spot, but there's so much water in this area, I'm unlikely to actually find where it is. Certainly not before it goes away. Sometimes I consider switching over to the tracker profession for level 10 foraging, because it would tell me where, those bubble spots and all the forageables are. But then I remember that iridium quality stuff is just too good, so I don't. Though sometimes it may be advisable to switch to tracker for like the end of the season, so you know if you've picked up all the truffles that your uh, pigs have dug up, because sometimes they're just hidden under too much grass. Now I don't have much grass, so I know that I'm going to be able to find all the truffles, but in certain cases I can see it being a good idea to switch. You have a large area and lots of grass. Blackberry season is still slightly better than salmonberry season because you find blackberries throughout the entire season. Just they're only on the bushes for the 8th through 11th. Also, there's no festival going on anywhere during blackberry season, as opposed to the desert festival during salmonberry season. In terms of healing, blackberries and salmonberries are identical, and how much health and energy they give back, assuming, same quality. It's just depending on how quick you level up foraging, you might end up seeing iridium quality blackberries first if you can get there by the first fall. I rarely do, but I always at least make level 8 so that I can get 3 per bush. I have no idea how that happened. I will chop my hardwood, and I'm actually going to look in my refrigerator to see if I have a food that boosts foraging. Because if I have something that could give me to level 12 foraging temporarily, I could then get 4 blackberries per bush. Not that I need it, but it would still be fun to see. What I was opening that to see is how many jade I currently have. I currently have 80. So certainly no problem getting up to well above 100 staircases. Based on the level of my pigs, I would hope that they would give me more than 1 truffle in a day, but no, sometimes that's all I get. I'm wondering if a secret update happened that made pigs give less truffles, because this is not unique to this save file. I've been noticing it for a while. Yes, there's not a lot of room in there, but if both pigs are at max hearts as they are, each one should be giving me multiple truffles per day. We're starting to get our coffee stock back up after turning it all into a triple shot espresso and selling it for the key quest. Alright. Days when we have aged legend rare to sell are always profitable. Half the time I don't even bother to check the TV anymore, because the game will tell me if it's raining the next day. It will tell me the luck, and it will also tell me all sorts of other things. I don't have to worry about the Queen of Sauce because I have every recipe, it being year 3 and all. I have the critical attack effect, which really doesn't help me when I'm not doing combat. I mean, at this point, I'm mostly only going to the mines when I have a quest to do so. But I think today I am going to end up showing one of my recommended money making strategies. because at this point in the game, you spend a lot of time waiting for, you know, ancient fruit in the greenhouse to grow or kegs to finish processing. And all that other time, you know, you're probably making some money from animals, but no, not the hundreds of thousands you're making on days when uh, and crops are done. So you need something to occupy your time with, especially in winter, when no crops are growing. Of course, I have bok choy and artichoke to replant today, so I may have less free time on this particular game day than I thought I would. I just wish we had squid. It hurts that I'm so close to having all the fishing and or all the cooking, and I'm just waiting until winter. Yes, I could go to the ocean and throw on some magic bait and potentially catch a squid now, but I know that the money I need to get for everything is going to take me into winter anyway, so it doesn't really feel necessary to go that hard to get a squid. And even so, uh, the magic bait is not a guarantee. It just makes it possible to get the squid. But it also makes a lot of other fish that are out of season possible as well. And it's not like squid is the most common fish. Alright, we'll replant and take care of the animals. I'll at least show the concept of making decent amounts of money on your off days. I don't need to spend all of each blackberry day actually getting blackberries. I have so much energy and health that I really actually need to eat to replenish it. Of course, if I could had been successful at reforging this fairy into a level 5 fairy box, then I would never have to worry about health again. Because level 5 fairy is kind of broken. So I often use the parrot more, just because I like getting more money. So for what I'm going to do, I'm going to check I do not have any bobbers at all, actually. Let me take out some copper and some sap. And I'm actually going to make 2 trap bobbers for my rod. So that it's as easy as possible for me to catch fish. I'm also going to grab my bait maker, which I thought was in here. Yes, it is. And now I'm going to warp myself over to the island. And then I will use the Parrot Express to get me up to the volcano. And you may already see where this is going. Head into the volcano and use the shortcut to the very top. Lava eels can be caught on floor 100 of the mines, or more commonly, here at the top of the volcano. So I'm starting off with deluxe bait because I didn't want to take a lava eel out of the fish pond, but I could have done that. So we're just gonna wait here until It's still not a high chance to hook a lava eel instead of trash, but it is a significantly higher chance than it is on floor 100 of the mines. So we're hoping to get the lava eel pretty soon here, and then the first one I get, I can put it in that bait maker and make targeted bait, which increases the chance to hook it even further. Lava eel is the only thing you can catch here, so I don't have to worry about hooking other fish, but the targeted bait still makes it more likely that I'll hook another lava eel than it is that I will hook trash. So I need to hook enough lava eels that I'm using targeted bait most of the time, but any additional ones I will take back with me and smoke them, and smoked lava eel is gonna sell for a hefty amount. Now I could use a trap bobber and a quality bobber to uh, ensure that I'm hooking iridium quality lava eel, which would sell for even more. I'm using 2 trap bobbers because I just want it to be easy to catch them. But if you're willing to put in a little bit more work on each catch, then I would recommend including a quality bobber as well, so that you can get even more profit. I'm not going to turn any more lava eel into bait today, I think, just because I came here so late. But I will at least use what I made from the first lava eel. As you can see, targeted bait is having a significant effect on whether I hook a fish or trash. As I've now hooked 4 fish in a row after getting trash only on the first of the targeted bait. When before I was using the targeted bait, I caught, what, 5 or 6 pieces of trash before getting a fish. Of course, on floor 100 of the mines, it would have been like 20 pieces of trash before a fish. Honestly, the targeted bait is working even better than I thought it did. And that, I mean, this is 1 day of fishing, so it's a small sample size. But Yeah, usually I just stick with the deluxe bait for the larger fishing bar when I'm doing this, but I would have to say, based on this day, and we'll see on future days as well, that I think the targeted bait is definitely the way to go if you want to maximize your profits doing this. But yeah, smoked fish is always a good way to make money because the sell price is benefited both by fishing professions and artisan profession, and it keeps the quality as well. In fact, it's only 4:50. I'm not ready to leave yet, so let's get a few more pieces of lava eel bait. Yes, sometimes it hurts to turn valuable fish into bait, but you're getting so many more from each lava eel that you put into the bait maker. The bait maker is almost always worth it if you want, lots of a certain type of fish. Actually, early on, it doesn't hurt to check what type of targeted bait Willie is selling each day. Because a lot of times, if he's like selling catfish bait early in year one, uh, those catfish are going to be far more valuable than what the bait costs. Assuming, you're able to successfully catch the catfish most of the time. Even skilled fishers sometimes have trouble with catfish early on. I usually say level 3 is about where I can catch a catfish. Level 5 is where I should catch a catfish. And around level 7 is where I'm more or less guaranteed, unless it's a particularly nasty one. And that's assuming no uh, bobbers or deluxe bait that make it easier. Just base rod and things that only increase the bite rate, not necessarily the ease of catching a fish. This lava eel might escape. I'm having some trouble with it. It's a little more crafty than the others. Nope, still got it. So, a lot of people will say that uh, while fishing is the best for early game money, it falls off late game. And to an extent, that's true. That, if you just stay in town and uh, cast in the river, you're not going to make as much money, or you're still going to make the same amount of money, but it doesn't measure up as well as it did early game. But using this method, uh, you can still make a heck of a lot of money. So I will stop there for today. But I could go longer. And on days where blackberries are not beckoning me back, uh, I will go longer. But today, I think that's good. I will put the bait maker back out. Uh, Now I'll hold on to the bait maker because I want to take it with me. Just keep an eye on the health of your bobbers. If you're catching a lot, it will go down quickly. Let's see. I see some coal there from trash, but I will take out the number necessary for the lava eels I have. I did get some trash, so get that going there. You see, this is the number of truffles I like to see. Okay, I'll be honest, I like to see even more. I like when I get enough truffles that I'm basically making oil throughout the entire winter, even though the pigs are inside that season. But with only 2 pigs on this farm, that would not be a realistic hope. So basically just hope that I have enough to get oil twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. If I can manage that, I think I'll be happy enough. I don't have enough coal out. I'm gonna quickly put the spicy eel that I got from the lava eel pond today away. Oh no, I had enough coal out. I was confusing the smoked lava eels with the one that wasn't yet. Fish don't even take that long to smoke. Now, if you want, you can also take a fish smoker or 2 or more with you to the volcano as well and smoke the lava eels as you're catching them, if you don't want to do it when you get back home. I will take a quick trip like up through the mountain to look for berries. I know the forest is going to have more berries, but I can at least check up around here. And then when I get to the quarry, take the minecart back to the bus stop, get any berries there, then head back in to collect the last lava eel and ship it before I go to bed. And we'll see how much money I get from 11 gold quality smoked lava eels. That did not take me very long to get even that many. If it's winter, when you don't have to worry about crops or letting your animals out or anything like that, and you can spend the entire day like that in the volcano. It's proof of concept today, though. Alright, there's usually some here, especially if I check over here. But not today. No berries heading towards the tunnel. And I'm not seeing any here in the bus stop either. That's surprising. In any case, let's collect the last eel. Looks like a significant portion of aged row is also done today. A couple legend, a couple crimson fish, and the lava eel row. Also, if you wanted to make another lava eel pond, this is how you would get, enough to populate them quickly. Alright, it is 12:40. I've been awake for long enough. Let's check out our profits. Oh, crap fairy. Hello, crap fairy, coming to ruin my day. I like things to grow at the same time. The crop fairy has been kind of a blight on this playthrough, taunting me with the ancient fruit. So today we made 86,000. 11 gold smoked lava eels. They sell for 4,410 each. So 48,510 for just a few in-game hours of fishing. On a full day, imagine catching 40, 50 of them and getting hundreds of thousands instead of about 50,000. Basically, the benchmark of late game money making is, will it get you more than 100,000 G in a day? And yeah, lava eel fishing certainly can. In fact, if you spend a whole week doing that, it's probably more than you're getting from a single shed full of kegs per week. If you're willing to devote entire days to it. Sometimes in the game I'm not happy to be married because I'd like to just spend entire days on the island doing things there and making money. But if I did that, then the wife would be unhappy. Pickled parsnips are not going to sell for very much, but they will sell for more than I would get other ways. So we're going to continue to use this top row of preserve jars to slowly sell down the crops that are better in a preserve jar than a keg, based on total potential profits. And if I need to make more preserve jars so that I can age all of my row and still keep some for that, then so be it. So some artichokes finished growing immediately, some yams finished, but I'm just going to ignore them for now, so I'm harvesting all of it at the same time. As far as crops that are done to get today, that would be done. No other crops are done. Alright, so we've got 1 lava eel and 4 legends today. Every now and then, that golden animal cracker really shows its power. So we'll want to go to the island again today because, as the bee house here is indicating, the bee houses on the island are done. because it's every 4 days, whether it's here or on the island. Just island is better because it produces year round, whereas on the farm you can't always have fairy rose, and winter exists. I understand why, but I kind of wish you could put bee houses inside for the winter. But most people would not keep a bee house inside their home. That could be potentially very dangerous, especially since bee allergies are somewhat common. I will put put more coffee beans in, and collect the jade. We just need to be ready for Sunday to turn those into staircases and quickly descend the mine to get my 40 key gems. And Friday is the greenhouse day. Oops, that's my OneDrive. I don't even use my OneDrive. Ever. Alright, I have the bait maker, so going to the island is fine by me. Hang on a sec. How much wood do I have right now? Not all that much, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Use what I've got to make more bee houses. Coal is not particularly a concern. Is it copper or iron? It's iron. Actually, I don't have all that many iron bars either. I mean, all things considered. But I'll make as many bee houses as I can with the wood I've got. I know that wood is the limiting factor here. Maybe maybe instead of fishing when I get to the island, I should chop some wood. In any case, I want to do this so that I can put down more bee houses. This alone will be enough to finish surrounding this furry rose so I don't accidentally pick it. And uh, fully surround this one as well so I don't... I meant to hoe up that garlic, not to or that ginger, not destroy it. And I only have 4 left, so I will just make sure that they're in range of one of these. Since it's not enough to safely surround another fairy rose. So I'm getting 6 fairy rose today, but in 4 days I'll get 20. I need to make sure I have plenty of wood for if I want to make more preserve jars, or more bee houses, or more kegs, whatever I want to do. Just make sure I have wood. Take advantage of this source of wood while I can, because if the playthrough goes long enough that I have the full uh, bee house set up on the island, a lot of these trees will not be able to grow anymore because bee houses will be in their place. So I'll need additional wood farms. Oh, I didn't realize that I put that sprinkler there. Let me take a look. If I adjust this one up, so it's here instead, it looks like I'm still covering everything. And then it's not blocking the bridge. Does it still look like, to me like every spot is covered? Yes, it does. And we already know that putting this one here nearly covers the remaining spots without the pressure nozzle, but with, absolutely. Okay. Uh, so now I have a path that I can walk. Yeah, it's 4:20 p.m. already. I won't do lava eel fishing today. So I got the sap that I spent on uh, making trap bobbers back. I continued to build back up my coconut numbers after turning them all into golden coconuts. And my pigs have given more than one truffle again today. I mean, it's getting late, so they probably won't give me any more than that. But I'll leave the door open until I get back. The middle days are probably the best days for blackberry harvesting, so it probably wasn't the best idea in terms of how many I'll end up with to have done lava eel fishing yesterday of all days, but it's fine. While I'm in here, I'll get the hardwood as well. It doesn't take me long to take out any slimes that are in the way, or to harvest blackberries, so. I think you'll pick up my hoe today. Actually, if I'm willing to go right now, I can still get it since I have the key to the town, but uh, Clint will leave to head to the saloon right about now. So I'll just have to pick it up tomorrow. It's fine. Which reminds me though of the other thing I need to do tomorrow in the game. That may also prevent me from lava eel fishing. Thursday is the day to buy deluxe speed grower from Sandy. Now, I know for sure that I'm buying a number equal to the amount of ancient fruit I have. So I will uh, look in the chest and see how many that is. Additional spaces on the island that are not covered by ancient fruit will be covered by star fruit until such time as I have enough ancient fruit to fill the entire island area. I'm choosing to do ancient fruit in this playthrough instead of star fruit because while star fruit wine does sell for more than ancient fruit wine does, I feel like for this particular playthrough I want the convenience of knowing that it's done every 7 days and not having to ever replant. Whereas if you do the star fruit, it's like with the speed grow, it's like 9 or 10 days, and I always forget which day it is, and then end up, you know, checking the island and finding that it's not grown, and then checking and realizing it's been grown for several days. Yes, having the info suite on PC would make it so that I know exactly when it's going to be ready, but every the same day every week is just easier. That's why I love having ancient fruit in the greenhouse. Now I will try and make the ancient fruit day on the island, not Friday, so that I don't have the ancient fruit in the greenhouse and the island the same day, because that could get a little uh, hectic. If I have it on separate days, then I can harvest the greenhouse one day and the island the other, and I would try and make my keg day, the day that I pick up my wine and put all them and refill them a third day. And then those 3 days would be the days that I don't lava eel fish. I advertise this on YouTube and Twitch as a money stream, so I wanted to make sure that I talk about my money ideas even if I'm not able to implement them all in the, in this particular stream, because some of it is going to take a bit of time. But once I have the iridium hoe, then that's what I was waiting for before I started planting ancient fruit. So in here I've got 235 ancient fruit. My guess is that the plantable spaces on my island is somewhere between 700 and 720, which would mean I would need about 470 star fruit to cover that. However, I only have 245,000 G on hand. I mean, it'll be higher after I sleep. But I don't think I have enough money to get all of the deluxe speed grow and enough star fruit to cover the rest of the spaces. I have 59 deluxe speed grow already, which saves me a little bit. I think I'm going to buy up to 800 deluxe speed grow, just so that I know that I have more than enough. Let's torture myself for a little bit. I deserve a little bit of torture. Also, I felt awful the past couple days, so it should be a good Junimo Kart run. I really felt awful Tuesday or Thursday because despite already not feeling well and being tired that day, I decided to try and work anyway. But I was out there for several hours with the DoorDash app open and just no orders at all came to me. Which is odd because I have gold status, so I'm supposed to get increased priority on orders, but I made sure that the app was updated, I made sure that I was connected and those things were working. I contacted support. They said that they didn't detect any issues, so I have no idea what was wrong with Thursday, but I'm probably going to adjust my stream schedule because Thursday seems to be a bad day for dashing in general. So I'm thinking I'm going to pick a different day to dash and stream on Thursdays instead of whatever day I choose. I'm going to test Wednesday next week and also Tuesday evening and see if uh, either of those seem to be particularly high volume. I'll still stream on Tuesday afternoon, but in the evening I'll see how it looks. Just because I have more time before dinner on Tuesdays. So, my first try here, I'm above that 50,000 threshold that the game will never ask you to get higher than. Missed that jump, but 66,340 does get me the next highest score there. So, I can't complain. So as you can see, 5 pickled parsnips, 168 each. Less than 1,000 G, but if I had sold the parsnips as they are, I would have gotten less, like 300 or something. So, still worth pickling them. Make sure that our wife is happy today. It's raining today, so no more truffles yet. I'll just stick this largemouth bass in here. Doesn't really matter. We get slightly faster walking speed today. That's fine. I said I was gonna do something and then forgot again. So I was gonna check my fridge for foraging foods. Though I might have already done that. For Autumn's Bounty has foraging on it. As do pancakes. So if I find a time today where I am just doing berries, I will eat that Autumn's Bounty at that time. Let's see, it looks like today all the yams are done. Which is in line with what I would expect. Cranberries are so much better than blueberries. They're both good crops, but the cranberries finish growing initially faster. Okay, so what I need to do is be very careful. I will harvest the top few rows of the yams with the scythe, and then harvest the rest by hand so that I'm only harvesting the yams and not the few artichokes that are finished growing. I'm very particular about things being harvested at the same time. I can understand early game when you're, just waiting for something to grow so you can finish a bundle or whatever that you might enjoy having the crop vary then. But at this point of the game when I just want everything to be nice and neat and orderly, I find them less enjoyable. I will continue to save any uh, regular quality grapes I get specifically, not because of saving a lot of, uh, get rid of sell the gold. I'm not keeping the grapes just because of the same reason I'm keeping lots of regular quality other crops. I'm keeping them specifically for grapes. There are reasons. Okay, now that I've gotten the crops out of my inventory, I can grab the rest of these eggs. It's almost time for it's about that time for an ostrich egg, I would think. Not quite yet. I find myself wondering right now what the most efficient way is to try and farm golden animal crackers. Because I want to get those on my goats. Okay, so I have many things to do today. So let's get to them. First, I want to buy more yams to replace what I just harvested. So come first over here. Robin wants 25 pieces of stone. I can knock that out in no time at all. Yams, 41. While I'm already in town, I will pop over to Clint and at least pick up the hoe. If I have extra time, then I'll minecart over to him and give him a new tool. I still have the pan and the trash can. They're not iridium. But I might focus on getting the let me take a moment to get my tools in the order I like. I might take a moment to, or I might just say, worry about tool upgrades not today, and just focus on the money on uh, deluxe speed grow, and maybe some starfruit if I still have some money. There we go. Let's plant the yams. Alright, and now pop over to the desert. And let me pause the game for just a moment. to get rid of that. Alright, so I can buy deluxe speed grow here for 80 each. I'll buy 750, so I have uh, about 800 total. Let's see how many starfruit seeds I can buy. I can buy 550, I'll be real thrilled. 524 is how many I could get. And I'll have money tomorrow to upgrade another tool if I want to, likely. I mean, tomorrow is going to be greenhouse harvest day. I know that the deluxe speed grow does not decrease the regrow time of renewable crops like the ancient fruit, but it at least means that I don't have to wait an entire season for them to be finished growing the first time. So, based on what time it is today and tomorrow being a greenhouse day, I think Saturday is the most likely day that I'm going to uh, plant things on the island. I will I will pop over to the island briefly today though. Uh, to harvest and get rid of the pineapples. Do a final pineapple harvest over there. I know that some of these spots have deluxe speed grow already, but it's okay. Actually, you know what? Because it's raining on the island today, and that means I won't have to water the spots, I'm gonna at least try and get the ancient fruits down. So let's sell quality ones. I'll keep the regular ones in case I want to like grow pineapples in the future or something. I have 235 ancient seeds, so I will take 235 of the deluxe speed grow. I'm only going to worry about the ancient fruit today. Timed it perfectly. not mean to play that. Okay. I'm going to build from the bottom up, I think. So, take this fancy schmancy new iridium hoe. We'll see how many that is. Alright, let's get down to what I have so far. And see if I have the same number of ancient fruit left as deluxe speed grow. Hopefully I do. It's easier to tell where I've planted ancient fruit than it is to tell where I've put deluxe speed grow. And I don't want to take the time to mouse over each spot individually. But if I have the same number left of both, then I know that I've done every spot. Yes, I have 54 left of both. Now, a 6 by 3 is 18. I'm just gonna cut out this entire section. And let's see, starting here. The rows that have the sprinklers in them are always the hardest to make sure that you're not missing a spot. But thanks to the pressure nozzles, they're pretty close. Still even? Still even. Alright, that should be all the ancient fruit covered at least. That was the ancient fruit I have so far. So because I ended up deciding to do that. I didn't really have time to get a bunch more uh, blackberries. At this point, the autumn's bounty would be a waste, but I'll at least get a few more blackberries. I'll still be ending with nearly 300. Actually, more than 300, based on how many are here in the mountain today. Because I have so much energy left today, since I didn't end up having to water any of those spots on the island, uh, I'm not worried about getting back home late. Oh, that's an 8, not a 0. The Yankees won today. Not a fan. Okay. Anything in the inventory I want to sell? No, just want to put the Autumn's Bounty back. Make sure I pick up this jade. With the timer continuing, and get into bed. See how much we actually did make. Enough to upgrade both of my remaining tools, actually. Yeah. Pineapples, really. Pineapples are a good crop. They're just not as good as ancient fruit or star fruit. Thanks for the one cauliflower. Actually, I said one cauliflower like she hasn't been sending me cauliflower all year. A not insignificant portion of those 45 cauliflowers were sent to me. Bok choy will be ready again tomorrow. Nothing else. Nothing is ready today. Let's make sure we get our oak resin and pine tar. I have an entire row of inventory. Surely that'll be enough. Gonna be like one spot short. Nope. Both white eggs were one inventory slot today. And didn't have ducks or rabbits. Eh, I didn't actually mean to open it, but since I did, I will leave it open for them. So you can beat the barn animals to the feed, then they get to eat it. Oh, I didn't actually open the barn door. Well, then it's not much of a question of who's going to get there first, is it? If only one was given a chance. Alright, get some row aging. Let's harvest ancient fruit. Since I don't have to buy and replant any crops here today, then I think I do have time to finish setting up the island. Or at least to the extent that I can. All the fruit tree fruit is still regular quality, but that will change in winter. I'm going to keep this regular quality ancient fruit so that when I am changing up the kegs tomorrow, I can make it all ancient fruit instead of blueberries again. Okay, so grab the deluxe speed grow and the starfruit seeds and head in. Now let me look down here and make sure that all of the ancient fruit appears to no longer be a seed. That is in fact the case. Okay, I'm going to do 2 rows of hoeing like this. And lots of clay. And since I know I have at least enough room for all of this that I just hoed, I will water as well. It would have taken so much longer to do this if I hadn't upgraded my tools. Alright. I didn't make note of how many deluxe speed I had when I started. That is a mistake. But as far as I can see, I haven't missed a space. I'm doing that patented Stardew streamer lean where you look real close at the screen to see if you're missing anything. Most commonly done in the mines on the dark levels. But here I'm using it for deluxe speed grow. It will be to my advantage to at least pop over here tomorrow to see if any of the spots were missed. All I know is that I have more deluxe speed grow than I have starfruit. I'm not counting the number of starfruit because I'm going to count the starfruit when I harvest it. Uh, since starfruit almost never gives an extra crop. And I don't need to worry. I know it's going to be the same amount then because the ancient fruit won't be done by the time that I harvest the starfruit for the first time. There's using lots of energy today. And lots of water. Let's refill and do the next 3 rows. I still don't think I've missed any spaces. Skyrim posting Reddit. Alright. 3 more rows, including the last of the sprinkler rows. The good news is, as long as you remember to plant things right away after harvesting them, I will never have to put deluxe speed grow down on the island again. And some of these spots already have speed grow, because left over from the pineapple. I'll do 2 of these 3 rows with the deluxe speed grow. But as I said, some of these spots are already covered. Eh, maybe I did have enough. I thought I would be short on starfruit seeds, but apparently 524 was enough. But that doesn't... I had 235, right? Okay, my math is... The math in my head is just way wrong. That is 700... If I had 235 ancient fruit and 524 starfruit, that is 759 planted spaces on the island. That is a lot of plantable space. Some people will go even further and they'll just put deluxe retaining soil everywhere, and then you don't need any of these sprinklers. That is a thought, but uh, I'd prefer to have the deluxe speed grow personally. So it looks like I did get everything watered. And since I got all 524 planted, 524 minus 21 is 503. So when I go to the uh, desert on Sunday to trade in the trade, I'll buy another 503 starfruits so that I have them ready for the day that they're done on the island. I should be able to afford that by then. I should be able to afford it by the time I go to sleep on this day, because of silver and gold quality ancient fruit. Will kick up my profits significantly. Got a good number of truffles today. Waiting for the day that I see a truffle crab. On my first 1.6 playthrough, I was wondering if you had to do a certain thing to trigger truffle crabs, because I somehow managed to go the entire playthrough all the way to perfection without ever seeing one. But every playthrough since I have, so I'm waiting for it to happen here. Because of course I always have pigs. Yeah, we made a good over 90,000. And yes, I did have 4 Aged Legend Row done, but the ancient fruit, the silver and gold ancient fruit together was another 46,000 some. Uh, I'm going for an hour and 41 minutes. I'm going to take a short little break, and I'll be back before too long. Okay. Uh, so welcome to the stream. Sorry you got me on break. If you're still here, this is not my absolute favorite game, but it's pretty high on the list. But I certainly wouldn't fault anyone for uh, leaving if I were on break when they got you. Pretty sure one person left last week because I thought I was sleeping based on how my uh, break screen looks. Maybe I'll buy the additional star fruit today instead of tomorrow because it looks like uh, beets are done. Flower fairy rose is also done, which is a bit of a problem for carry space. Uh, the good news is, looks like the only other thing I have to harvest today is cranberries. I haven't been in the fruit bat cave in ages. I mean, I have no reason. I don't need anything in there, but it doesn't hurt to check, once every few seasons at least. That's all the cranberries. Alright, I'll take care of the animals, but then I have beets and bok choy to buy, and fairy rose. Thankfully I don't have to buy cranberries, but lots of harvesting today. Try and make sure to not put the dinosaur egg in to make mail because it sells for so much more. Especially at iridium quality. I think iridium quality might sell for more than dinosaur mail even without the treasure appraisal guide. But I know for sure it does with it. I'm a little worried about the timing for tomorrow because uh, the wine will be ready tomorrow in 12 hours. So basically just before I go to bed on this day. But I also want to make sure that I'm able to Get to the desert and trade in jade and get down 100 floors in the Skull Cavern. I didn't even realize that the broccoli was done too. Okay, let's get our crops. And then once I have everything replanted, I'm going to want to hop over to the island and confirm that everything seems to be growing at the proper rate. Let's see, bok choy. And no, I did yams yesterday. Berry and grapes are the other ones. Or beets are the other ones. Need to go to the island for those. Need to go to the desert. I am saying all the wrong words. I need beets. And then I was going to buy 503 starfruit seeds as well, but I don't think I actually can. I have that much money. Yeah, 503. Yeah, 141,000 on hand. No way. Not a chance. But I said I was going to do it on Sunday initially. That's an entire extra day to make money. So I could do it the following Sunday based on how long it'll take the starfruit to grow. I don't have to be in a rush. I changed my entire uh, planting pattern there. Alright, so just a quick trip to the island to look and see if everything appears to be in order. It does. They all grew up from the sprout stage and should be ready in 8 days. Got one cloth, but that's okay. The only time you lose you would lose money is if Iridium only gave you one cloth, but in 1.6 that was changed so that Iridium gives you 2 guaranteed. So it's now with Artisan always more profitable to turn cloth into uh, to turn wool into cloth. I will head over to the blacksmith. We will get our second to last tool upgrading. That will be the pan. And then I get that back out of the trash can. And then we'll have only iridium tools. As I've said before, even though radioactive or sells for more than uh, iridium, they're not going to make you carry around radioactive tools. I mean, you already have key gems, and those are you are outright told are uh, highly radioactive. So I guess you already have, you know, problems. But okay, with nothing else planned for the rest of this day, uh, my best bet is to probably try and get some level of lava eel fishing in. Already going to be past 5 p.m. by the time I get there, so I don't know that I'm going to turn anymore. Uh, with the exception of ones that I have more available next time, I doubt that I'm going to turn more than one lava eel into targeted bait unless I'm real lucky. But I also can't ignore that my trap bobbers are getting somewhat low on health. And once they're done, uh, of course my chances of catching lava eel without any assistance is fairly low. I'm confident that I can do it with one trap bobber. So, in the future, I will use a trap bobber and a quality bobber. So I'm getting, so that when I do catch them, it's iridium quality. But, so if they all behave like these two have, maybe the one trap bobber wouldn't be enough. Because those are wild. Of course, the trap bobber's stacked, so it's still going down fairly low when it's not in the bar. But with only one, you can't be sure. Honestly, I should probably be using fishing food when I'm doing this. Make the bar bigger. Can figure out what dishes provide a fishing buff and potentially oh, that's lucky. My bait had run out, but I got one on the next cast anyway. I can see what provides fishing buffs and see if there's any that I can basic basically make uh, infinite of one way or another. Like, for example, I could get pretty close with, I think, seafoam pudding. I could get a flounder and a midnight carp pond and a squid pond to get the ink, and just fish out the flounder and midnight carp when I want to make one. But I don't know if that's necessary to go that far. What I'll do is I will take the stuff back, I'll put the bait maker down and put one of the lava eels in there so that I have some lava eel bait waiting there for the next time I decide to do some of that fishing. And then smoke and sell the rest. I put the bone meal away, so I'll just sell the fossilized ribs. Not the wood. I do not want to sell wood. 3, 4, 5. Do that all the time. Get that notification out of my way. So 5 will be uh, over 20,000, somewhere around 22,000. So we could think of it as the lava eel fishing, bankrolling my uh, tool upgrade. Alright, I'll just head to bed. I could wait and do the shed tonight, but I think I'd rather just. In fact, I may wait until Monday to do it, just so that it's not. No. I'm never really sure what day I want that to be, because Sunday is the day that I would trade in jades and do a skull cavern dive if I need to. Monday is the day that I would get new uh, weekly quests. I don't know if I want to leave it there until Tuesday, but I think at this point I probably will. Alright, so we made plenty of money already from bok choy and fairy rose and cranberries and beets and all sorts of animal products, but we also made good money from the smoked lava eels. Made a bit from the dinosaur egg and duck feather. Total we made 60,000, which is not bad at all. But I'm thinking probably 1 or 2 more days. Probably 2 more days is about where I'll go. She made me pancakes. Sam also gives you pancakes, but he says he used a mix because he says he never learned to cook because his mom did all the cooking. I say that it is very good to learn how to cook because then you can have your favorite meals when you want them, not when they happen to get made. Of course, I genuinely like cooking anyway, so... Oh, the pumpkins are ready today too. Which makes me more inclined to not deal with the wine today because that's yet another thing that's taking time away from my cavern dive. There's also the fairy rose, but I just don't think I can handle that today. Going to the island and the desert, that might be just a bit too much. The grapes are also ready for harvest, as is maple syrup. Let's go ahead and save the regular quality. Same here. The only reason I had the silver quality pumpkins saved was because I didn't have any regular quality. But now that I have regular quality pumpkins to save, I will sell those silver I was holding on to. I am not, at least I'm not planning on forgetting my animals. I just want to get the the next round of pumpkins planted right away. It never hurts to accept a quest. So that if you do decide to do it for one reason or another, you have it. No penalty for not completing it. Unless you consider that penalty to not get the reward. The biggest danger to me forgetting to take care of the animals would be that the island warp obelisk is over here, but I don't have the jade in my inventory yet, and I would want that so I can get the staircases. So that sends me back over this way in time to get that. Uh, Let me put the deluxe bait on the rod so that it isn't taking up an inventory space. In my current Switch playthrough, I just reached the point where uh, I have auto grabbers, so I was able to put away the milk pail and the shears for the sheep that I have in that file, so I was very excited to free up those inventory spaces. Though, uh, most people would probably say that what I should have done is put a chest near the animals and just grab out the milk pail and shears on the days that I needed them and left them in the chest the rest of the time. That's probably what most people would do to save on that inventory space. And I can say that there's probably a lot of other people who would have a chest like outside of the skull cavern so that they can put anything that they don't need in there while they're inside. rather than me who's taking like half of the inventory full with me. So I have 121 jade, which by itself would be enough to get all the staircases I need. But I'll take the ones that I've already made with me as well. So now I want to go to the island, I want to go to the desert. It's already noon, but as I don't intend to slow down once I start doing the staircases, it should be fine. I imagine I will miss several freebies along the way, but that's okay. Missed the first freebie on floor 1. It is worth noting that I do have uh, +1 luck from the Statue of Blessings today. And I also have the Statue of the Dwarf King more likely to find ladders and shafts. So, really, between those two things, even without staircases, as long as I like brought bombs and stuff, I would think that getting to floor 100 would not be all that bad today. But either way, I would want to ladder down to at least the floors where I'm now getting a decent amount of iridium. I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. There's two kind of close there, but I did see a ladder there, but it was kind of tough to get to. We'll see if one of these rocks, yes. And a prismatic shard. It's not the number one thing I would like from a treasure room, but it's not bad. Certainly. There's radioactive ore there. I wasn't even considering that I'm doing Soul Cavern Invasion, so of course I might see some radioactive ore along the way. Never even crossed my mind. Lots of bugs on this floor, but like no serpents or anything, so I can take some time to grab some of that ore. If I hadn't taken the time to grab that iridium, I would not have seen this drop shaft. I'm just gonna go. I don't like the enemies on that floor. Yeah, there was a ladder there, but I think avoiding the serpents was worth it. I'll take this one. I took too long and the ghost hit me, but I'm on 79, 80. Actually, probably should have grabbed that iridium. Some right next to me right here. I would have gotten the iridium on that previous floor if I had bombs. Excuse me while I skip a prehistoric floor because I don't need the... Okay, I need to adjust this a little bit because the cord for my mouse is rubbing up against me and it's bothering me. Okay, got some life elixirs for floor 100, but more importantly I got the key gems. That's what's most important to me. The only problem I have now is, unlike the other Skull Cavern related uh, key quests, it does not, whatever was happening in terms of like not being able to eat or whatever, it does not become the regular mines when you're, or the regular Skull Caverns when you reach floor 100. It won't be the regular one again until tomorrow. Of course, that does mean I can still get radioactive ore. It also means that sometimes enemies will drop key gems, like uh, those serpents and one of the slimes. Iridium bats are still scary though. Iridium bats will always be scary. The fairy will help some, but the best defense is killing the bat before it has a chance to hit you. Constant vigilance and good timing. Not even an iridium bat can kill you if it never hits you. I'm going to kill these ghosts while this iridium ore vein is protecting me from the mummy. Ah. Mummies don't hurt you immediately. They have to walk into you a little bit first. This is a fake. I can show you a dozen different videos on YouTube explaining the little feet pixels you can see on rock crabs, and I still wouldn't be able to actually see it myself, but I can tell when when the node is placed in a spot where a regular ore node would not be able to be there. When it's just slightly off. Is OBS about to crash? It might crash. I'm not sure. My bitrate was going down to 0 for a moment there, which sometimes which sometimes indicates an imminent crash. Coal is very valuable. I want coal. I will trade in the sap. Oh, well, I can't pass up that iridium, so what I will do is, I know I have a bomb. I will try and get these two mummies down and drop the bomb here to both kill them and collect all of that iridium at once. That worked out great. I'm going to eat the crab cakes real quick so I get inventory space back and some defense, and we will keep going because it is only 9 o'clock. I will once again, well, I was planning to let this rock keep me safe, but the mummy keeps trying to walk around it anyway. I I don't have a bomb yet, but I can still knock them down to at least keep them off of me for a moment. Iridium bat approaches. If I don't find a way down soon, I'm gonna ladder. Staircase, I mean. Here we go. Gotta be ready when you drop to attack. Normally I would pick up that, I would think about picking up that spicy eel and eating it. But if I do that, my other buff goes away. And I would say the defense has been helpful. I'm okay picking up some extra iron since we saw that that was a little low when I was making more bee houses. The royal serpents are bad enough, but I'm still scared that I'm going to be swarmed by iridium bats. I see the bats coming. Get into the ladder. Plenty of carbon ghosts. I am ready to receive your omnis. And here's a drop shaft. Ouch, I'm on floor 118. Is that the lowest I've been? No, I've been to 121. I will go on record right now saying that I do not like this floor. God, that's a lot of mummies. This floor is marginally better. I can actually see myself getting around the mummies to get to the iridium. I am ready and willing to pass out today. One floor short of my record. Not today, Iridium Bats. I'm out of here. The Iridium Pan should be done today. Yeah, Iridium Pan is ready. So, I have energy tonic and life elixirs here, which I don't keep in my inventory. So if I put those away, then I can pick up the emerald and give Penny her daily gift. Oh, I forgot that the Grange display was coming up. Well, it still will not be a problem for me to do the wine in the morning before that. But today, my main concern is I want to get my new quests for the week, and when I'm on the island to get the key quest for the week, I can uh, get the remaining, get the honey. Let me put the staircases away too. So I've already got 100 staircases if something comes up, and I want to do it early. Amaranth is ready again, so I also have crops to buy in addition to all the other stuff. Let me look at my crops and see if there's anything else that's one day that uh, doesn't regrow at least. Artichokes is 2 days, so we're okay there. Uh, just making sure that nothing will be impacted by the Stardew Valley Fair in terms of grow time. But it looks like we're all good. Alright. Get all the milk in. Alright. Now head over to town. I will ride instead of minecart since I have several trips in there to make. Do make sure to take 5 iridium bars with me so that I can get Clint working on the trash can. While he is working on the trash can, I can still trash things for the same amount as the gold. Amaranth was one today. There shouldn't be anything about a certain number of crops being grown because that's the current quest that I have. There is salmon. Catch 10 salmon or collect 1,000 stone. I think I'll take the 1,000 stone one, but I don't think I'm going to complete. I would complete either. Unless I like clear out the quarry and actively hunt for stone. I don't think I would get 1,000. Alright. 5 more iridium bars and 12,500. Let's go back home. It is Sandy's birthday, which is why Emily is heading towards the bus because she goes to visit Sandy on her birthday. I don't think I need to take anything with me to the island. So once I've planted the amaranth, I will be immediately on my way. Hello, Benny. Welcome to the island. Broccoli and fossilized ribs in a book. The crops here appear to be proceeding nicely. There's 6 days for the star fruit, 17 for the ancient fruit. But all of the fairy rose honey is done. I can safely just hold down the button to harvest all of it because I've got a barrier around the fairy rose, which is exactly what I wanted. I think I still need to put some path on the other side, just to be completely safe. So I have 63, which means I'm going to get a deconstructor and my first galaxy soul. What have we got here? I don't want to do Danger in the Deep again, so I'll just do Genimo Cart. It's less gems, but it's... I'd rather just win a quick game of Genimo Cart than have the 124 mine reset again. Alright, which flooring would I prefer? The rustic plank? Weathered wood? You can actually take the weathered floor. Do 50. And I just want to put it here so that no weed spots will spawn above it. Alright, that's really all I need to do here. No! I have bisected the cow by closing the gate on it. I'm sorry, cow. In the end, it will be fine, but yeah. Trying to figure out where to put everything. Guess I'll just put the galaxy soul in here for now. I can't. I can start to do something with it now, but I need 3 to actually finish. I'll put the deconstructor in here. I'll put it right there. And now I can start deconstructing things like, oh, I don't know, the mini jukebox. You get one for free. The only reason I crafted one is because you have to for perfection. For perfection. Alright, all I have to do is beat 50,000. Don't have to get a top score. I mean, it always feels better when you get a score that is added to the leaderboard, but it's not strictly necessary. Get a few coins along the way for a little bit of point boost. I did have a endless run on the Switch where if I had just gotten a couple more coins it would have been 50,000. I was like 49,940, I believe. So a coin actually would have made the difference in that situation. Ah, I bounced too high. I bounced over the cherry. And I jumped too late to get the grape, so no fruit on the Gem Sea Giant, which means I actually need to clear this stage to get to 50,000, and I jumped too early. Some part of me knew that I was going to mess up a jump on the galleon if I was messing up jumps by just a little bit on the level before it. Yes, the jumps are different between Gem Sea Giant and Ghost Sea Galleon, but if you're having trouble doing the jumps on one stage, you're probably going to have trouble doing the jumps on another stage as well. I could not safely get that grape. which means I want to get as many fruit as possible on this stage since I wasn't able to get them all on the last stage. But if I try and get that cherry, I would probably end up in the pit. And I don't mean the pit of the fruit. I mean the pit that would end my run. I thought I'd mess that up too. Well, I got one fruit. That's an additional 1,000 points at least. I jumped so late to break that barrier that it didn't actually register the animation of me jumping. It just broke it. That was a nerve-wracking jump right there. My headset just gave me my first low battery warning of the stream, but I'm not worried about it. Since I got all fruits, that will be over 50,000. So there are my key gems secure. But let's see if we can run up the score a little bit more. Already got 2 fruit here. It looks like oh, I jumped over it. Darn it. Thought I was going to get all 3 fruit on stomps. But nope. So now whether I end up on the leaderboard, nope. But I got the 50,000 I needed, so that's another 20 key gems. Halfway towards my next galaxy soul. Let's go ahead and collect the jade. Start building that back up. I think what I will do with the remainder of this day, since it's kind of early, but not super early, is I'll go to the quarry and clear that out. See how much stone that gets me and whether I think, based on that, it's worth making an attempt at the 1,000 stone quest. I haven't been to the quarry in a while, so there's a lot here, including trees. My only question about whether I can clear the quarry today is time. I do have the infinite energy from the Statue of Blessings, so I don't have to worry about running out of energy while I'm trying. Time is helped, of course, by having iridium tools. Makes things go much quicker. With the gold pickaxe, you wouldn't be able to break the iron or the coal nodes in a single hit, but with the iridium pickaxe, gold and iridium nodes would not be able to be broken in one hit, but the rest can. The quarry is a decent place to put a tree farm if you want to. I know on at least one occasion I've made it a tree or an oak tree farm. one of my early playthroughs, I didn't understand how important it was to tap oak and maple trees early, so I ended up making the quarry an oak tree farm and the train station a maple tree farm, and eventually finally got the uh, oak resin and maple syrup I needed for things I wanted to craft. Of course, this was before the island was even in the game, so I wasn't looking for bee houses for the island. I was using a, uh, what was at the time a popular bee farm layout for on your regular farm. Because the island was added in 1.5 and I've been playing essentially since the beginning. I didn't play it a lot early on. Uh, I didn't really get into playing it a lot until a little bit in, but I played enough to appreciate how far the game has come since its initial release. Alright, it's 11. I may or may not have time to chop all these trees. Anything I can do is totally thanks to uh, Iridium tools. I haven't combined the thing that I'll probably combine with the burglar's ring would be another Iridium band, but since I haven't done that yet, I don't have quite as much magnetism as I like to have. I remember uh, when radioactive ore was first introduced, I was never getting enough of it. So I would turn on the dangerous mines, uh, the regular mines, and just reset 4-1 over and over again with explosive ammo, and anytime there was any radioactive ore, you fire the ammo at it, and you have rings with magnetism and food with magnetism, so you're collecting the entire first floor without taking a single step. And that was how I was doing a grind for radioactive ore back then. Now I just tend to get enough radioactive ore when I'm going through the dangerous mines anyway, so I don't need to grind that way. But alright, let's get all this harvested. Alright, so I'll be heading to bed. And based on my uptime, this will be the last day because I've been going for over 3 hours. I did not start a day after 3 hours. Let's look, as I said I would, at how much. I got 385 stone from that, so I could probably make a decent attempt at collecting 1,000, I think. But yes, that will be the end of the stream today. Of course, I will talk about the earnings as well, but if you are here watching live on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for being here. Whether you chatted or lurked, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. And I hope that however your day is going, it is progressing favorably for you. And I will see you pretty good on the amaranth and honey. And I will see you in the next one.